Hi, I'm Holly, and this is Organizing Scrivener for Plotters and Discovery Writers. Today, we're going to learn how to set up your project. So, right up here on your menu bar, you have Project. So, we're going to click on that. And then down from there, we have Project Settings right here. We're going to click on that. And it pops up this box. There are multiple options that you can use on the left-hand side over here, but we're only going to manipulate like 3 of them. So the first one we're going to choose is a label list. So we're going to click on that. And then over here on the right-hand side, you have the title of label, and then you have a bunch of colored circles with the color name next to them. Now, what this is going to be the most important thing that you want to track in your story. Because what happens is it's going to be color coded on an index cards and it's going to have its own column in the outliner. So a lot of people will track either their point of view characters or the plots, or you can choose something else that you want to track. Just whatever is the most important to you. So for this demonstration, I am going to change the word label to point of view. I'm going to change this to my point of view character named Ivy. And then the green one, I'm going to change to Rusty, which is my other point of view character. Now, if I only have 2 point of views, then I don't need these other color codes. So I'm going to just delete them, and I can delete it down here. There's a little plus sign, which means you can add one, and a minus sign to delete. So I'm just going to delete it, delete, and delete. And now I only have my 2 point of views. All right. So we're going to move over here to our status list. Now, status is for the status of your scene. So we are going to change this to progress because I just like that word better. And what the status list does is it splashes the word against the index card and it has its own column in the outliner. And this helps to give you a quick view of where your progress lies in each scene. I don't like the wording on here, so I'm going to double click and I'm going to change this to do to idea only. And this is also excellent for discovery writers who don't have full plots. They just have ideas of what they want in their scenes. Okay, the second one that says in progress, it's all in progress. So I change mine to 0 draft. And what that means for me is I am just taking the story from my head onto the paper. And I'm just going to leave the rest here for demonstration purposes. But just to kind of give you an idea, in my own story that I'm writing right now, I have 13 progress steps, and that covers all of my different types of editings. All right, moving on. Next is the custom metadata. So we're going to click on that. This is anything that you want to track, and it's going to track it in a couple of different ways. So it's going to track it by text, a checkbox. It can do an actual date, or it can have a drop down list. Okay. So just to kind of give you an idea, up here at the top right corner, it has a little plus mark and a minus mark. Of course, the plus again is to add something, the minus is to delete something. So we're going to click the plus, add something, and it gives you a little text box. And what do we want to track for the scene? I know. Let's do setting because we're going to want to know the setting of the scene. If it's multiple settings in one scene, we're going to leave it at text. And you know what? I'm going to want to use color text, and I'm going to change the color to blue. And that's right here, by the way. Okay. And let's say I also want to track what all characters are in the scene. I want to do that as text because I may need to do multiple characters. I'm going to use the color text and I'm going to leave this one as red. Okay, what else can I do? I may want to know if my favorite critique partner has critiqued this scene. So I am going to put critiqued. Now, this one, I don't want to put a text. I want to do something easy. So I'm going to change it to checkbox. So that's going to show up as a checkbox where I can check it or uncheck it. Okay. And let's see, we're going to add another one. This time we're going to put in timelines. Oops, let me pull this down for you. Okay, so timelines. So this one I'm going to choose list. And then down here at the bottom, it has your plus to add, your minus to delete. So I'm going to go ahead and add. Now, a list for your timeline, this could be anything. Let's say your story contains multiple generations of families, and you're needing to track what was in the past, what is in the present, um, maybe even what's in the future. Then you can label each one of these the date, present time, and so forth and so on. Now, we're going to delete that real quick. And let's say instead your timeline is 7 days, because that's how long your story is involved for. So, what you can do is you can put Monday and Tuesday and so forth and so on. That way, you have an idea of when your day ends and when the next day is. So, what you can track in the custom metadata is limitless. It's only limited by your own mind. And we're all writers, so we know that we are pretty creative people. Just to give you some ideas of what you can track is, of course, POV, status for your edits, plot points, characters, settings, timelines. Is it critiqued? Pacing. You can put your opening hook, your ticking clock, goal, conflict, disaster, ending hook, new goal. You can track every time that a monster shows up or every time that somebody talks about a monster. Okay. And we're going to hit OK. And that's going to save everything that we've just completed. I know right now it's probably looking a little boring and a little complicated, but I promise you, stick it out until the end, and then you will learn how to take advantage of the best parts of organizing in Scrivener. But until then, bye bye.